So, in case you were wondering about my toe, last week I said that I might miss a couple of shows because I might have something done to my toe surgically, perhaps. Maybe I might be admitted into hospital. Well, the doctors are really, really busy, hey? Orthopedic surgeon, I had to fill in an online form on a special app. I sent them photos of my foot and my toe, and listen to this. I can get an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon in July, but fill in the form, take photos, and maybe if it's something serious or urgent, we'll admit you straight away. So I sent all the stuff on last week, Thursday. Well, today's Thursday. So obviously there's no urgency. I phoned the receptionist for the third time yesterday. She said she'd call me back. I'm still waiting. So that's a story on that. And I suppose you got to just remain calm. What can you do? Hopefully I won't lose my foot. Cane and horror. Huh. What can I say? Anyway, happy to be here for now. How am I doing? Fat? Yes, I'm getting fat. I got this. I'm wearing the size 40 shorts. I'm getting a bit tighter. Got to be honest. Haven't weighed myself the last few days. To be honest with you, I'm nervous to weigh myself. I did weigh myself maybe last week. It was 120. I don't want to weigh I'm too scared to weigh myself. So that's the story there. Look, I didn't get arrogant. I didn't say, ooh, look at me, I lost weight, I'm fantastic. I never said that. So maybe that's one thing positive I can say. Give myself a little bit of credit. A little bit of feedback. Damon, please go to that park again. Please go to that park every day if necessary. We want to hear about what happens. If you're bound to offend somebody, we want to hear about it. You're right. I actually was planning on going to the park again. I got an arrangement with my one daughter to go to that park on a late Saturday afternoon, early evening, so I was going to go last weekend, but something happened. What I can't remember something happened. I don't know. Distracted. So there was a reason. I can't remember the reason. So a bit of let me come back to you. I said I'll do a bit of research. The James and Ethel Gray Park. So James Gray was the mayor of Johannesburg in 1947 or 46, 47. And his wife was Ethel. So Ethel was just the wife. And she gets the park named after her. So it's the James and Ethel Gray Park. No more information on them except they did host the Queen when the Queen came to visit in 1947. Well, they were in Johannesburg in 1947. Funny, my late father, Avashalom, he was living somewhere in town or Hillbrow town, and from his balcony or from his window, he watched the royal parade. How about that? Bit of history for you. And what other things? What other things should I have told you about? There will be no more updates on King Charles and his daughter-in-law, Kate Middleton. There will be no more updates. Apparently, he's having some medical procedures done for his cancer. They won't say what kind of cancer. So I'm not going to promise you any more updates because that story is sealed. Sealed. Are you worried about AI? So I was listening to Howard Stern because I listen to Howard every day. I recommend you do the same. Very, very, very good stuff. He's excited about AI. I'm worried about AI. Artificial intelligence. Why they say AI because I suppose artificial intelligence is too much of a mouthful, so it makes sense. AI. But occasionally if you're a, I don't know, if you're a reporter, if you're someone talking about artificial intelligence, I think just occasionally, just a bit of contextualization, say the whole word, artificial intelligence. Because, you know, there's someone who might have just come out of a coma, someone who's only just woken up and they want to know what's going on. They just hear AI, they won't know what AI is. So just a little thing, occasionally say artificial intelligence. There's lots of other examples that I won't go into. I'm worried about AI because I watched those documentaries in the those documentaries. There were sequels. Terminator. There was Terminator. Then there was Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Then there was other Terminator Genesis. Then there was Terminator Dark something. Wonderful. Those documentaries didn't scare you about artificial intelligence. I mean, in case you're unaware of these documentaries, the machines take over. The computer system takes Skynet. They call it Skynet. Skynet takes over. There's a courier company that calls itself Skynet. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think it's a good choice of a name. But anyway, that's just as an aside. There's an image of these big tanks going over, crushing thousands of skulls, human skulls. Surely. And the narrator, Linda Hamilton, she warns us like she's a David Attenborough. She narrates throughout the documentary. She tells us about the machines. So I'm worried. Some people think that AI is wonderful and it's going to help mankind. Maybe will AI, artificial intelligence, will it cure cancer? Nog a zogenis way. Ja, like sure. I don't know. I don't know. People don't listen to people are soothsayers, clever people like James Cameron and Linda Hamilton. They get ignored. People don't acknowledge what they know and what they can do. Look at somebody like Vincent van Gogh. He wasn't recognized. It's the same with this AI business. I mean, we got it on film, and this is what we're doing. And there was a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago where Joe Biden was saying things that were completely against or polar opposites to what Joe Biden would normally say. Turns out it was artificial intelligence. It wasn't Joe Biden. But you know what? The way Joe Biden is to speak, he's not coming across well. Maybe a bit of artificial intelligence could actually help him. But it's got to be along his party policies, along his policies to really make it work. It just seems at this stage, people are using this AI, this artificial intelligence. It seems like they're mischievous. They're doing things that are like a bit causing anarchy. I was going to try to say the word anarchic. Yeah, they're anarchic. How about that for a big word? Speaking about technology, and I just got out of my car. Kid you not. I just spent 2 hours in my car. What are we, in New York? Left the house at 5 to 7, got home at 5 to 9. Load shedding, I call it power failures. No traffic lights working. Then I get home at 8:30 and my daughter says her Uber doesn't work. Her Uber didn't work yesterday either. The Uber says 14 minutes away, and then it cancels. So then I had to take her to school. And so I got home, I got 2 hours in the car. And then I thought of something brilliant, and I can't understand why. The thing is, we can't expect government to do this. It's like, I don't know about your area where you live, but where I live, and lots of other parts of Johannesburg, is a security company called CAP or GAP. And it was actually started by South African Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein. He started it. They've now got, in the last year or so, they've got an offshoot from Gap or CAP called the Green Team. So the Green Team are cutting trees, they're trimming lawns, they're making things neat because Joburg Metro, our city council, they can't do it. They're not managing. So what happened two weeks ago? Big storm, tree fell over in front of our road. The one neighbor took his chainsaw and cut it up. But then, chash v'chalila, kol hakavod, which all means good, well done. Green Team arrives. Green Team, the Green Team, and they take their chainsaws and they cut most of the tree away so that it's only obstructing half the road. Not a busy road, we can deal with it. They took the crime scene tape, the red and white tape, and they cordoned it off. Fantastic. This was done privately by the Green Team. I got a new idea for Gap and the Green Team. They need to create another offshoot, but they're going to have to go into partnership with solar companies, and in return, I don't know, do free advertising in certain ways. I don't know, put free advertising in the Jewish Report or in billboards. Connect solar panels to traffic lights. Has nobody thought of that? I see they do it. Besides the obvious, where solar panels are on houses, obviously that's obvious. Put the solar panels. I've seen solar panels there's like a light by our security hut, and there's a solar panel that's powering that light. And by the one golf course that I drive past, Parkview Golf Course, Parkview Golf Course. There's a solar panel powering that light. Do the same thing for traffic lights. I was just expressing my fears of AI, artificial intelligence. This is not artificial intelligence. This is solar panels. And the thing is, take it even further. You don't need to put the solar panels on every traffic light. You can have one big solar panel in a block or an intersection, and then it's connected to several different traffic lights. That one solar panel will energize a couple of traffic lights. So you don't need one solar panel for every traffic. Brilliant. And we call it the electric team, call it the solar team. We got to do it. We can't. It's 2024. Let's be honest. Let's just face the facts. I know President Ramaphosa gave a fantastic speech which enthralled you and filled you with confidence because his speech was brilliant. Everything's going to be wonderful. We've got 12,000 projects in this department. He made it sound like wow. I mean, I've said this before, but if everything President Ramaphosa said actually came true, we would have a GDP of 10-15% every year for the next 20 years, the way he was carrying on. Full of play. Look, he's got to be positive. I don't want to be too critical. He's got to be positive. You can't say, President Ramaphosa, he can't do his State of the Nation address, SONA. See what I did there? I gave the full, not everyone knows what SONA is. SONA. So when I first heard SONA, I'll be honest, I didn't know what it was. State of the Nation, would it kill you to say State of the Nation address? Anyway, you can't say, oh, we are in Guk Mensa. Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, where is my laptop? I am so, you can't do that. I mean, that John Steenhuisen would sit there and eat him alive. He'd say, ha! Got you, Ramaphosa. You're so downtrodden and depressed and negative. You're weak. Gonna get you. John Steenhuisen couldn't. He sat there. Oh, this is President Ramaphosa. He's coming. He speaks really well. What a positive speech. I feel weakened as an opposition leader. What can I say? Look, he said a lot. I was watching I didn't actually watch the whole of Sonar, but I saw what people's feedback. So I was watching ENCA, which stands for actually don't know what it stands for, so let's just call it ENCA. So they're interviewing these politicians outside Parliament, but they don't give their names. There's no caption, so I don't know who they're talking to. I have no idea who they're talking to. But they all criticize. It's the same every year. Anyway, if President Ramaphosa used AI, artificial intelligence, he could have used it for his last year's speech, and he could have created the same thing for this year. It sounded exactly the same. But you see what's happening to me now. I'm listening to myself, and as I'm speaking, I'm thinking, Damon, you're becoming right-wing. You're becoming conservative. You're moaning. This is the ANC. They freed South Africa. Liberation. Struggle. What's wrong with you? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with me. 30 years. It's taken me 30 years. I've become slightly right-wing. I've had it. So, but I won't look. They say never go half right wing. That was from the Ben Stiller movie. Never go full retard. I'm not going to go full right wing. No, hang on. Never go full right. So I've just got a little bit right wing. There's still hope for me. I can still recover and go back a bit. So, what am I doing? So this is what I've been doing. I haven't discussed this before. I've been looking for a job for over a year. Turns out I'm not qualified. Turns out I'm basically unemployable. When I find, if I look at things that I know I'm qualified and I can do, I saw an advert yesterday. Programs Manager SAFM. I look at this. I start applying. Tick, 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 look, look, look. This is it. I've come to this realization. If I can't even fill in the application, then how can I do the job? I fill in my detail, then attach CV. So I click on download. Opens up my various windows where all my various files are. I got 3 or 4 different CVs. I can't find the right one. Then I eventually find it. Then I edit it slightly. I save it again. I rename it because you don't have a CV that says July 2023. I change the name, February 2024. I save it. I then can't find it. I'm battling for 10, 15 minutes. I can't find. I said, how can I apply for this job? And before that, it gets worse. Before that, they wanted a profile picture. So 10 minutes later, I find one of my photos. Looks fine. I click on it. Download it. Upload it. Download, upload. You know the difference between upload and download? The photo is sideways. It's not upside down, it's sideways. I don't know how to correct that. I can't even download the correct photo for this. So I can't apply for this job. I gave up. PNet. That's PNet. These employment websites. I can't blame PNet. So that's the situation. I'm unemployable. So what I try, maybe I can work on it. I've been looking at cruise ship jobs for nearly a year now. So I looked at entertainment. I thought maybe I can be in the entertainment department. Not cruise director, but maybe assistant cruise director, part of the entertainment group. Play games, talk on the stage, play bingo. I think I'm qualified for that. Crickets, not interested. They're not interested in me. I think they see born in 1971, gone. These jobs are for young people. These jobs are for young people. No one's interested. So it's been going on. I look at different, then I look at lower tier jobs, like jobs that are like I don't know, not a doorman, but a concierge or somebody who just looks after. I looked at the salary. What's the point? It's like it's the equivalent of less than what I'm earning now with whatever I'm doing now with my perfume business. So what's the point? So then I did something that I've never done before. I applied for something that I know, not a hope in hell, but I thought, let me do it. What have I got to lose? Don't laugh. I applied for a position of comedian. And I'm looking at the specs and be able to perform and stand up and be entertaining and captivating and engaging for up to 45 minutes. 45 minutes. I know I can't do it. That's why I do this podcast. The beauty of a podcast is that there's no expectation. I don't even call this podcast entertaining. Or I don't even call this podcast a comedy. I don't put it under any category. Never, I've always believed this, never raise expectations, because then you never disappoint. So this is just a podcast. This is Damon Kalvari podcast, and I don't know what it's about. This is not a medical show. This is not a legal show. This is not a relationship show. This is just Damon Kalvari podcast. No expectation. As a result, no pressure, and I can occasionally, you might smile, you might slightly giggle, purely accidental. So if I've got a 20-minute podcast, in 20 minutes maybe you might give half a grin, maybe twice. I've done my job. If you call yourself a comedian or a stand-up comedian, that's raising, you standing there and saying, hello, I'm here to make you laugh. I can't handle that that's a lot of pressure. I've met people over the years, okay, maybe only 2 or 3. They call themselves comedians or they call themselves stand-up comedians. They're not. It's a title that needs to be earned. You can only call yourself a stand-up comedian or a comedian if you've actually, believe it or not, stood on a stage and made people laugh. And you must have done it for numerous times and maybe even over a long period of time. Then you've earned it. So I kind of like lied, called myself a comedian. But here is maybe on the flip side, other side of the coin. People are on a ship, they're drunk, you've got a captive audience, maybe their standards are not high. Or maybe if I go on the stage, I'm not called anything. It's just, hi, yes, I'm Damon Kalvari. I don't call myself a comedian. I don't say, hello, I've come to make you laugh. I just say, hello. Hope you're having a nice cruise. You make sure you know where your life jackets are and you know how to get onto the lifeboats. That kind of thing. Tonight after this we're showing Titanic and the Poseidon Adventure. There you go. Anyway. So maybe captive audience, they won't be as fussy. I must say, I've watched some stand-up comedy in the last year or so, which I wasn't enchanted. I wasn't impressed. One of the best comedians, he is known, they call him the GOAT, greatest of all time, and Dave Chappelle. I feel like I'm going to sound deluded, I'm going to sound crazy. I watched his last stand-up comedy. It created a lot of controversy because it carried on about transsexual people or person. To me, it wasn't even a comedy. It was just like it was like a story. He was telling stories, but it wasn't funny. I thought, am I mad? Must be something wrong with me. And then I just watched recently, a few weeks ago, Trevor Noah's latest stand-up special on Netflix, and I love Trevor Noah. I think he's one of my favorites. But this latest stand-up of his, don't get me wrong, it's very good. But most of it is not comedy. Most of it is just a very good podcast. Most of it is actually just social and political commentary, which it was actually very good social and political commentary, but it was by no means funny. Towards the end, in the last quarter of the show, he got funny. He got what I've become to expect of Trevor Noah, and he did his thing, and he was funny. But for the majority of the stand-up comedy, it was just good social political commentary. Have I mentioned that before? Social and political yes. So I don't know. What do we get out of this? What do we get out of this? Is there hope? Are we going to get taken over by solar panels? Is an army of solar panels from traffic lights going to start killing us and crushing? You're going to see us. It's going to be a documentary one day. It'll just be called Solar Dash Panels. And there's skulls, and the panels are crushing the skulls. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive. I don't want to become a right-wing fanatic. Oh, speaking of which. People have written to me, Damon, you're not talking about Israel, Palestine, Gaza anymore. It's like you've forgotten about it. What's wrong? I don't want to repeat myself. It's like I haven't changed my viewpoint. What I've said I don't want to. Then just play previous episodes of my podcast. I can't say the same. I can't say the same thing over and over again. My view hasn't changed. I'll give you a little quick summary of my view. October the 7th, massacre, horrific, terrible, disgusting, horrible, should never have happened. In fact, I see that Israel I want to take Hamas to the courts. What's it? CJ, criminal. You know what I mean? For genocide. Look, I'm not a law expert, but I think one attack is not really. Could be genocide. But so my viewpoint hasn't changed. Yes, October the 7th was shocking. And I think the whole world was mourning for Israel. But then what Israel had done, I think it's almost 28,000 Palestinians that have been killed, and it's a hugest humanitarian just catastrophe. But some people would say collateral damage. Just like, collateral damage. Really? Anyway, not going to carry on about it. It's a bittere gelächter, which means a terrible shame and embarrassing shame. And that's all I can say.